Hello and welcome to a Figurized Standard review of Son Goku and Krillin Deluxe set. You can buy these separately at a higher price, of course, combined. And but this one also comes with a bonus stand that you actually normally have to buy separately if you don't get it in the bigger box. So it's slightly cheaper in the bigger box with both of them, and of course you also get this extra stand. And another thing is, I actually got this at the Wonderland Superstore for only 245 Hong Kong dollars, and the original price is 352. So that's actually like that's almost like a 90 Hong Kong dollars discount. So that's pretty cool. For those of you who don't know, Figurized Standard is a model kit released by Bandai. If you've seen my Star Wars Bandai model kit figures, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that the Star Wars one do not have the Figurized license over them. And I'll be picking up a few more other Figurized stuff down the line, such as the manga version of Ultraman, because that really does look quite cool. And I'm not a big fan of Ultraman myself, but that Ultraman is pretty much more Kamen Rider than Ultraman, because it's a guy in an armored suit. But I'll pick that up eventually when that comes out and review that as well. And I've also reviewed the Kabuto and Faiz model kits. Those are Figurized as well, but it's the first or earlier versions Figurized. And Bandai actually did demo updated or version 2s of Faiz and Kabuto Figurized model kits. They're not released them, but pretty much the biggest update is the hip and leg joints. It looks more accurate, and if you've seen the photos of the Kamen Rider build Figurized, it has that hip joint as well. So the older Faiz and Kabuto ones have been updated to have that. They also demoed the X8 model kit, which I'm quite interested in picking up. Like, I already have X8, I already have Gem, but I can pick them up, paint them into different colors. There's also like the novel version of Gem where he's like a white and black color, so that'd be quite cool to do in Figurized. Why would I do that Figurized? Because first of all, Figurized is cheaper than Figure Arts and also a lot easier to paint, because I can actually paint the stuff before building it and putting it together, making it so I don't have to paint it by hand. I can just spray paint it and it'll look much nicer. So yes, throughout talking all of this, I've been showing different sides of the boxes to show you what's inside there. Now, Figurized Standard has been releasing a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff. In fact, you can see some of the other stuff. Even that alien pod that one of the characters comes out. Now, I don't watch Dragon Ball Z myself. Why did I pick this up? Because I'm just picking up the main character. That's it. I'm not going to pick up any more Dragon Ball Z stuff unless it was like dirt cheap, which I don't think it would, because they're selling quite well, because they're really good model kits. Inside the box, aside from the model kit itself, there's instruction sheets, and this one's instruction sheet just to translate some stuff into Chinese and English and other language and stuff, just in case simple instructions, which I find dead simple, is too much for you. But there are a few suggestions such as using clippers and pliers to make sure you get a good cut when assembling this. The bonus stand inside the box also has its own instructions. Yeah, okay, calm down, Bandai. We don't need... I mean, I guess it's nice, but it just seems a little redundant. Like, here's a stand. You need instructions to build it. As for the Goku and Krillin ones, now, these are instructions that you would normally get in the regular box as well. So these are no different. They're just put together. And on the back there, it actually has a paint guide. Like, these are the paints you need if you don't want to use any of these stickers. They also show up with some of the other stands and stuff. Wait, F you? Like, he's gonna say like, yeah, okay. So just like the Star Wars and the Kamen Rider ones, you got a few pages in color and the rest of it's just black and white. And once again, it was so easy to follow. Seriously, Bandai's, they're masters at model kit. They're just so nice to do. Even if you don't have pliers or scissors or anything to cut them out, you can still gently wedge them out of the brackets or sprockets or whatever they're called, and you don't need any glue and stuff, and they assemble really nicely. Here's a quick look at the Krillin instructions. Again, on the back there, you've got the you have a bio on top there in English and Japanese, because a lot of people in English-speaking places watch Dragon Ball. And he uses a bit more paint because it has that little remote control and stuff, so that's cool. So here's just a few more color pages. Again, so easy to follow. 2 sticker sheets you get inside the box. And you see, I did use a few of them. For the Krillin set, I used his logo for his clothing, so I just did that. And for the Goku one, I've only put this little silver sticker that goes inside his energy ball to give it a more reflective feel, I guess. Now, I didn't use these logo stickers yet because in some images he doesn't have a logo on his clothing, but sometimes he has either one of those. So Dragon Ball Z fan out there, can you help me with that? Like, which logo should I use on the Goku figure? I mean, that's his name, I know that's his name, but this looks like the Krillin name, so it's like a clan name maybe. So I don't know why he would use that one. And so what I'm asking is, like, in terms of this look with the black classic hair, his last appearance, which one did he use? And I'll go with that one. So, but or I might just, if no one answers me, I'll probably just go with this one because this one actually says his name. You see here, aside from the printed area, these are metallic, like sort of foil stickers, very similar to stuff you get in Bandai Candy Toy stuff. And the good thing about them is that once you stick them on, you can use your fingernails or toothpicks to carefully just go over it and really push it down into the gaps of the plastic, so it doesn't. Hopefully the model doesn't lose too much detail. And for the bits I did use, yes, it didn't lose the details. Quick look at the stand first. It's definitely functionality over like visual and stuff, because you can see it's got all these holes all over the place. And the big holes are just for the stand itself. The stand normally doesn't have a round peg on these areas, so you need to unplug it, plug it back in a different position, because it's all like in hexagons and stuff, so it doesn't rotate and stuff. This rotates, so that's good. Now the small pegs themselves, they're all standard. You can see you got these sort of smaller little bars there. Got pegs on each side and holes all over the place, and because all of these are standards, you can either, I don't know, like daisy chain these, or you can unplug these and plug them into the base. And so that's kind of cool. So you got all these functionality going on. And normally you'll get one of these stands from one of the special effects model kits, like, you know, rocks exploding or energy blast and all that stuff. Those are quite cheap, but because they're model kits, they still look a bit tacky, so I don't bother with them. And plus I use Photoshop for special effects, so I'm not going to get any of those special effects parts anymore. I did previously review like SH Figuarts versions of those like special effects and stuff, but not anymore. I just don't see the need to get them anymore with Photoshop. Finally, the stand also has like a little connector pad, so if you get a few of these, you can connect them all together. And just, again, it's got so much functionality. The only downside is not having these circular pegs there, so it's a little bit annoying, but great function overall. Both Goku and Krillin do have their regular sort of figure stands. It's a little bit tall right now. The way to adjust height is to just sort of wedge this out, and see these little bumps on the bar there, and that's pretty much for the height. So I'm just going to move this down to the lowest one. And there you go, it's in a short position now. There is a round peg here, so thank God it's still that. Or if you don't like this little piece here, just remove it from the peg, and this peg itself will plug into the back of the figure. So you can do that. Or inside of the figure, you can also plug the special effects parts into these stands. And talking about how special effects parts look really cheap and tacky, just moving this in here, look how plasticky and glossy this looks. This doesn't look nice at all. This is one of the only things I really hate about these figure art stuff, is that these effects never look that good. And this piece here is just really loose. It keeps falling out, but I guess I need it to fall out because look at that. It's just like looks like a giant pill. There is a hole here on one side, so I guess I'll plug that in and keep that removed. So I just plug this on the stand. And now I can pose Goku behind and shooting a Kame Tamiha or whatever it is. I don't watch it, but I know enough of it. It's so famous, Dragon Ball, that it's impossible to not know anything about it. So you can plug that in there. And of course, Goku has this, at the beginning of his energy ball, and it's two sort of transparent pieces, and you see the metallic sticker inside there, giving it a nice shiny glow. So that's kind of cool. I'm not going to bother like painting the inside of this or whatnot, because that glows fine. And speaking of energy stuff, for Krillin, he has his sort of energy ball in a yellow color. And again, this has a peg on the bottom for the stand. So this one's more solid than Goku's stuff. And the other energy thing is he's got this giant disc, which just clips onto his arm when you put him in the correct pose. And just put this disc on top of it. And this is definitely a dirt magnet, because it's just a thin, shiny piece of plastic. So yeah, this hinge there does seem a little bit on the thin side, so it might be a little bit worrying if it might snap or not, but hopefully it doesn't. Go to the figures. Inside this model kit, someone else will probably be able to help me with this. I have no idea, but there seems to be an extra pair of shoulder joints, and an extra bit. This is for like a face, like a backing for the head. You got the round peg there for the neck joint, and the face will go there and the hair will plug all over it. But this is not for Goku or Krillin, and then there's 3 extra faces. Is this like meant to be like also Goku's face? Oh, here's another chest like muscle bit in a different outfit. Maybe he's got like Super Saiyan hair or something, but I have no idea who these faces or bits are for. They're just there. They're not mentioned anywhere on the instruction sheet, so I have no idea what they're there for. So accessories, Krillin has like a face and a shouting face. And for the eyes, I did paint a gloss layer over it, the eyebrows matte finish, and I didn't bother painting the skin or anything, but the mouths I did paint a red spray, like a regular red spray, and then just white brush over it to give his teeth and mouth look. There is a red sticker inside, but I thought painting it would just look much better. And accessory wise, it also has these 2 spray open hands. You can see that the peg is on the hand itself. It's a ball peg, so that's nice for articulation. And he also has a pair of radio gripping hands. You see there's a little slot in there, and the radio is actually on here. Now the radio does have a hole and gap on the other side, but for the most part he's going to be holding it, so it's not too big of a deal. There's a sticker sheet in there, but if you don't use the sticker sheet, this entire piece is actually a white piece of plastic, so you do need to paint it or else it'll look really weird. White plastic with just silver and red in the middle doesn't look right. So I followed the instructions, sprayed it with gunmetal paint, and then used my brush to do the silver square in the middle and the black antenna, and then you finally use a red Gundam marker pen to paint the button on it. Goku again has 2 extra facial expressions, and the same paint as Krillin applies. He also has 2, I guess, Kamehameha grabby hands, a pair of more open Kamehameha hands. I'm not really sure how much difference they are. So yeah, just slightly more grippy than the other ones. And he also has a palm hand and a just a little 2-finger hand. So for those of you who watch the show, you know what those are for. On to the figures. So you see here, he's got a very nice matte finish. Now originally he didn't. So with the skin stuff, that was matte, that was fine. I didn't paint the skin at all, so I just left that. Like I said, I did the gloss for the whites of the eyes and the matte black for the eyebrows. And I got these 6 dots there, which is again different color, but I didn't bother painting that. Now the blue was quite shiny, so I did spray that with just regular blue paint and then put a a flat finish over it. And as for the orange suit, the original plastic is actually quite bright. It's like a really bright orange, kind of like orange juice almost. And it looked really weird because of all the images and even from memory, I know he has an orange more like this, a dark orange. So before I even took the plastic out of the sprockets, before I started cutting the plastic out, I sprayed the entire. I tried to experiment pretty much. I forgot because I've not done this before. Like, what would happen if I spray painted the entire piece of plastic before building it? And turns out that was a bit of a mistake because you can see here there are a lot of these areas where there's more joints, and it made it a little bit squeaky after I sprayed it. But the flat finish actually smoothed it out quite a lot, so it's not having too much fun. But you still hear this? It's still got a little bit too much paint on some of the joints. But overall, I think the outcome was still turned out okay. So I sprayed all of it with regular orange, but that was very glossy paint, the orange paint. So again, just flat finish all over the place. Now, after I built this, there were bits where I cut the plastic where it still showed like the lighter orange. So what I did was a little bit of like a little sanding pen, just go sand it a little bit, and got the orange spray paint again, just go, and then after dried, spray paint the whole thing with a flat finish, and it looked really cool. As for the shoes, I did the Chaos Blacks paint, like a Warhammer paint, and then flat that. These little rope pieces, paint that with another like a brown color. And I just happen to have the correct brown color because I think I used that for the Star Wars Scout bike, with a little bag on the back. I was like, same color, that's fine. As for this little blue line there, originally there's not even a sticker sheet for that. So what I had to do was I masked the boot with masking tape, sprayed the top with white, just a white primer, and then sprayed that again with blue, and it turned out okay. It looked pretty good because if you're gonna spray blue on that, you're not gonna see it. Blue on black just doesn't work. So yeah, and as you see, the sticker sheet has done quite well. Just got my fingernails all over it, just to push it all the way down. It does have a glossy finish, but I think it does look quite nice. I don't want to matte this up because it's kind of like an iron-on t-shirt. The iron-on will look different to the texture of the shirt itself. So I think it turns out good. So I just got my fingernail, really push it down right in there, and these stickers are pretty good. They've stuck down quite well. Now you probably still peel this if you use your fingernail or something sharp, but I'm not going to do that, and I think it looks quite good as it is. I don't feel like it's going to come off unless I forcefully try to pull it off. Same as the front as well. I really push it down, and you see the sticker's done a pretty good job at following the folds of his clothing. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not going to repeat everything there, but pretty much most of Goku's paint process is the same as Krillin. And you see, I think I missed a bit there. You can see it's still shiny underneath, but it's underneath, so I don't care about it anymore. I really can't be bothered going back and painting more of this. I think this one's a little bit more tight than Krillin, but But there are some differences. For example, the hair, I did spray black over it before building it, but after I built it, I sanded some of the cutout areas and then sprayed it again, just so that most of the line, like the connecting areas, is gone. As you can still see bits of it, but if you don't respray it, it's going to show up. So the bottom line of the black bit is it's probably better to build it and then spray it. So I feel like with a little bit of paint there. But if you don't spray the Chaos Black, the plastic itself is not this nice black color. It's a different one, so it's just not as good. So you do have to paint it. So clothing, blue, same as Krillin, fine. Until to the boots there. Now the rope's the same, but this boot itself, blue paint, orange paint underneath there. I think I sprayed a bit too much. I had to stand it and spray again, and it was a bit tacky. So pretend you didn't see that. It's crap. As with the red lines on the boot, now it does come with sticker sheets on there because that'd be a bit silly to use sticker sheets after painting it. Good thing is that these lines are elevated to the rest of the plastic, so it's quite easy to go over with a Gundam marker pen or paintbrush and do that. So what I did is white Gundam marker pen all the way around over it, and eventually it wasn't working too well, so I think I did use a little bit of brush. But the good thing is if you use the white paint around that and you use the red Gundam marker paint to go around it, the red kind of mixes with the white and makes the red really stand out. And there are a few areas that weren't too even, so I did go back with a thin paintbrush and red paint, just color it in a little bit more. So from distance the boot looks okay, and of course finally a fat spray over it. But if you really look close up, you see like bad paint jobs with this, so don't look at it anymore. So yeah, once again I didn't decide on what sticker to use on Goku yet, so maybe someone can answer that for me. So articulation wise, these are not going to be as good as S-ish regards, but they're still pretty great. So you see the head there, you still have to double joint. Now the lower neck doesn't turn or rotate, but it does go up and down. You can see that that's a lot of movement, looking up, looking down, sideways, pretty good. Now the joint does show up quite easily in certain positions, but hey, for a model kit and this cheap price that's easy to build, pretty good. The shoulder here, they have this joint which looks scary from the back. You see the original gloss and even the original orange color there. But it's pretty good from the front, and you do like arm foldings and stuff, so that's useful. So you got that joint, and the hand itself is on a little ball peg, so lots of movement. Oh, yeah, that's one problem with these model kits is that under certain movements, if you move it too much, they can unpeg themselves, but it's fine. So arms can go up. Arms can go down, and full rotation there. And got a single elbow joint, which is a little bit disappointing. And like upper rotating joint here. That hand keeps popping off, but the hand is on its ball peg. It just rotates all over the place, and you see the open arms, they even have a hinge on that as well. It's also much better. Move back, forward, a little bit, can't really rotate, bend sideways, but kind of full rotation here. And this, oops, I'm just going to say it gets out the way, the union comes off. But yes, you can move the legs up, back, sideways, and got a basic rotation here, not too much. That's actually designed on purpose, so you don't have weird leg positions. There's actually a little bump in there that stops you from rotating too much. Single knee joint, but you can see they've actually molded the different folds in there, and it's a pretty big knee joint, so that's pretty cool. And foot is on there rotating, and peg joint, so that's quite cool. So you can do a lot of different articulations and poses. You do a rider kick? Yes, you can. Okay, over to Goku. So again, his lower neck joint doesn't rotate, but it does bend down, and he look quite down. And he's got a ball joint from top of the head, so rotation here. It also bends backwards quite a lot, and forwards quite a bit as well. You see actually almost extending him, so you can do proper sit-ups and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And you got the rotating joint there. Squishy, because it's got like gloss paint inside, and just rotate a few more times. So, uh-oh. Come loose. Crap. Oh well. Just like Krillin, the shoulders also come out quite a lot, but they did cover it just a little bit better with this one. So I fixed the joint and sanded it back down, so I should also make sure I'm not breaking any other joint by sanding down some of the other joints as well. That one probably needs a bit of sand down too, but oopsies. So how do you fix joints if you break figures and all that. Well, basically what I do is I get a soldering iron, and then I heat up like a metal clip, and I put the metal clip through the joint. So the metal clip reinforces the middle, and then if I want to, I would use some like plastic melting, like plastic cement, to fill in the gaps if I need to smooth it back out or something. So anyway, he's moving fine now. Not the best, because you can see a bit of the gap there. Oopsies. Oh, that's annoying. But whatever. So he's got a ball joint there, so he's got lots of movement down to the legs. He's got a bit of rotation here on the upper leg, and a ball joint there. The ball does come down just a little bit, so there's a hinge inside there. And you do splits. There's a bit of plastic there hiding the joint ever so slightly, but you see there's still a huge gap there. So certain poses are going to make it look a bit ugly. Look again. And oh, did I scratch the top already? Oh, damn it. Leg is a single joint, but it's a very big single joint, you see, and the joint size is also molded in the clothing sort of pattern. So yeah, upper boot there has a rotating joint, single like swivel and peg there. This rotate? I can't remember. No, this one doesn't rotate. I keep thinking it should, but I'm not going to try and break another joint. So there we go. That's Goku's articulation. So making him do a more dynamic pose. So, as with all model kits, you can expect that the figure, once it's built, is going to be a little bit on the light side compared to figure arts or any other figure, where the entire body is probably filled in, where there's a lot of holes inside here, which is also one of the reasons that makes these cheaper, because less plastic is used, etc., etc. If you have the most basic model kit building skills, you will still be able to build something that looks quite nice, because being an anime character and one that's pretty much has simple colors, meaning that even if you don't paint this, you should still get a relatively nice result. And for someone like me, who only did the most basics of spray painting, you can achieve something that looks a lot nicer by default. Now, by no means these will be as nice as SH figure arts, but the SH figure arts cost way more and you get way less. A lot of accessories in this box. The figures themselves look pretty good if you don't do anything stupid like I did. You have a figure that, not break a figure. I think these are pretty good. For Dragon Ball Z fans, these are great. There are plenty of other characters, side characters that are releasing. These are releasing faster than SH figure arts, I believe. And there's even certain vehicles you can get for these as well. And the overprice for all of them aren't too high at all. If you can get these in a Dragon Ball Z fan, I think you definitely appreciate these figurized stuff a lot. Figurized is slowly moving into other territories, such as going back to Kamen Rider again with the recent release of Kamen Rider Build, as well as showcasing updated versions of Faiz and Kabuto, and showcasing a version of X8. They've also released a Gundam Build anime character, like a female character. Well, they're going to release it soon. Naruto, an Ultraman manga character, suit character, so there's a lot of those characters getting released, and I hope they do, because Figurized is definitely a very decent alternative to the expensive fig arts. If you want something that's a bit cheaper, perhaps a character that's not a main character, and you think, hey, I can just spray paint that or paint out a bit myself, these are definitely worth getting. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course, take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.